Welcome into the bunker of General Gridiron, Field Marshal of football forecasting. We're about to map out the way this college football weekend is gonna go. Will your favorite team be marching to victory, or will the enemy be taking your battle flag? Hard to believe we're finally off and going with another year of General Gridiron. Coronavirus be danged. A few teams have already gotten their togs dirty on the gridiron proving grounds these last few weeks, but thankfully the mask really come off for this last Saturday in September. So grab your helmet and man those battle stations. We're ready for another round of General Gridiron's football foretelling. Alabama at Missouri. So the SEC decided to go members only for this most unusual season of pigskin prowess. The powers in Birmingham had to create 2 extra cross-divisional opponents for each member, and of course the Tide's lucky draw, Kentucky and Old Mizzou. Coach Saban and the Pachyderms enter Como and face off against a big unknown. Elijah Drinkwitz is the new top tiger at MU, and if he has his big beast ready to go big game hunting, this one will be fun to watch. But now that Mac Jones has been named the starting signal caller earlier in the week, all y'all Crimson lovers won't need to put on an extra mask to shield your face at the office come Monday. The Generals victor, Alabama. Army at Cincinnati. You see, UC, as in the University of Cincinnati, and the cadets from Army have been amongst the college football teams already duking it out this month. Jeff Monken's Black Horsemen already have 2 blowout wins to add to their battle streamer. They now launch an attack on the banks of the Ohio for this top 25 contest. Army's ranked 22, Cincy checks in at 14. Desmond Ridder looked mighty good in the Bearcats opener against Austin Peay, passing for 196 yards and 2 touchdowns in just 3 quarters. Luke Fickle's Queen City 5-way chili-loving team better not play fickle, or Army will be all that they can be. The Generals victor, Cincinnati. Texas at Texas Tech. The Chancellor Spurs will be up for grabs at Jones AT&T Stadium Saturday. Bevo's got a huge lead in this series, 52-17. So naturally, UT should meander into West Texas and have a pretty easy day at the ranch, right? Yes, the Horns just might do that. Sam Ellinger's arm and Joshua Moore's model airplane glue-like receiver hands will keep Raider Red's posse shaking in them boots. The Heat's on back in the state capital for the flagship university to have an amazing 2020, and losing the lowly Double T to start Big 12 play is not an option for Tom Herman's Texans. The Generals victor, Texas in a close one. Florida State at Miami. The coronavirus has sidelined Seminole coach Mike Norvell for this wide left, wide right Sunshine State rivalry. But after a season-opening meltdown at the TP to Georgia Tech, being quarantined just might give the new coach an opportunity to study up on some game film on his own team. The U is back in the top 10 thanks to De'Aaron King and Co.'s big win over Louisville last week. Some pundits are saying the Canes just might be a legit threat this year, at least in the ACC. At always socially distanced Hard Rock Stadium, Miami will push its current win streak against the Noles to 4. The Generals victor, Miami. Kentucky at Auburn. 2 teams that have the opportunity to take advantage of a bizarre makeshift football season will have a feline frenzy on the plains of Auburn. A win here, mixed with what appears to be no runaway conference champion waiting in the wings, means you could have one of these teams battling in the ATL late December. Terry Wilson, the comeback quarterback, will be steering Big Blue Nation this fall. An injury that sidelined Wilson for most of 2019 seems to be all healed, and this experienced man behind center is itching for success. On the opposite sideline, sensational sophomore Bo Nix is aiming to build on a solid first year and make the 20% capacity at Jordan Hare scream "War Damn Eagle" a whole lot. And they will. The Generals victor, Auburn. Ahead on General Gridiron. The China Plague has plagued Virginia Tech this week. Will the Gobblers and NC State actually get to play Saturday? And the Pirates set sail to Baton Rouge to fire his maroon and white 18-pounder against Coach O and the national champion Tigers of Louisiana State University. So, which state prevails? Keep it here. General Gridiron will be right back. Howdy, soldiers. This is General Gridiron back with you. Each week, this fabulous football forecast is heard on some of the finest radio stations all over the South and the North. In Dothan, Alabama, on WDIG AM 1450, the station you grew up with. And up north in Everett, Pennsylvania, on News Talk 1040, WZSK AM 1240. We appreciate all of our radio affiliates. Now, let's get back into the football fight. Louisville at Pittsburgh. The Redbirds took one on the beak versus resurgent Miami. Now they swim the Ohio upstream to the big old ketchup bottle to clash with Pitt. When you tune in this one, you might think your boob tube is way out of whack, but actually the Panthers are going to be debuting a new Forge the Future black, gold, and silver uniform combo for this game, inspired by the Steel City the Cats call home. Funky threads or not, the Fightin' Narduzzies had best be looking good under the helmet and behind the polyester threads. The U of L's Cardinal Bird might show up a little winded, but those red feathers blend right in with a red face of anger that looks to be brightened for Pitt's sake. The Generals victor. Louisville will escape in this top 25 battle. Tennessee at South Carolina. Jeremy Pruitt's Big Orange Boy Group takes the stage under the lights of Willie B in this SEC Network prime time special. The Sand Mountain Sage made Tennesseans believers after an early season embarrassment to Georgia State last year. Friendly reminder, Smokey howled to an 8-win and Gator Bowl winning season in 2019, even won 6 straight to close out the year. On the west side of Williams-Brice, Will Muschamp has dialed up his Georgia days again to bring in another dog great to Athens East. Mike Bobo is the new offensive coordinator of the Fightin' Poultry Company. 2 QBs with plenty of snaps will be on display in this one. It seems 20th year starter Jarrett Garantano barking the coonhound signals, and Spartanburg native and graduate transfer Colin Hill eking out the Carolina commandership from Ryan Helinski. This SEC contest will be well worth the pay-per-view price. The Generals victor, Tennessee. NC State at Virginia Tech. Assuming these two teams play, this Lane Stadium meetup will be dang good. The problem? Earlier this week, Gobbler coach Justin Fuente told the media that his team did not have a full roster, and he hoped VT will be able to play against State. So, down in Raleigh, Coach Dave Doran and his staff have to go about their business as if the game will kick as scheduled Saturday night on the ACC network. The Cardiac Pack escaped last week against Wake Forest, and that experience will be appreciated when and if this game in Blacksburg goes down. The Generals victor in a nail-biter, NC State. Florida at Mississippi. The Lane Kiffin era begins at That's the University of Mississippi at University, Mississippi. The Sharks have spent the summer protesting Confederate monuments in Lafayette County, so have they actually paid attention to the first opponent paying them a visit Saturday at the Vault? Old Dan Mullen got famous in Stark Vegas poking fun at the school up north. Now that he's set up shop at the Swamp, his visits north ain't as frequent. The Grove's going to be closed for the first time ever, so Fightin' Fake Fish fans won't need to don that seersucker and bow tie for this morning kick on ESPN. Lots of chomp and very little fins up here. The Generals victor, Florida rolls. Mississippi State at LSU. The Fightin' Tigers and Ed Orgeron done made it on 60 Minutes, y'all. So did you see the national champ coach and, more importantly, his mama, Cornelia, on the CBS News program this past Sunday? If not, you need to Google it. Mama always said the fiery Cajun would get back up Bayou Lafourche and lead the old war school. Okay, before we talk about this week's opener, yes, the 59-year-old Coach O is ripped. Now, for this most unusual Death Valley date against State, few fans equals few whiskey bottles being thrown equals a closer than expected game against SEC newcomer Mike the Pirate Leach. But no matter how dull this contest might seem, Orgeron's soft-spoken demeanor will get the job done. The Generals victor? Yo, 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 LSU. Go Tigers! We've already looked at the weekend's biggest battles across the nation, but hang on to your helmet, there's more around the corner. We'll be back in a moment to wrap up this week's General Gridiron with our rapid-fire picks.
Stock up to support your family's immune health with Ester C, a superior form of vitamin C. Ester C lasts up to 2 times longer than regular vitamin C, and it's the only vitamin C with 24-hour immune support. So don't just settle for regular vitamin C. Look for Ester C on the label when you shop for your family's immune health. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
This is General Gridiron back with you. We've already maneuvered through this weekend's frontline college football showdowns. Now it's time to fix bayonets and storm the field with our rapid-fire football forecast. UCF joust East Carolina. Georgia Tech rebounds at Syracuse. Georgia State bests Charlotte. Tulsa two-steps on Arkansas State. Boston College claws Texas State. Florida Atlantic beats the Hoot out of USF. Houston neutralizes North Texas. SMU cuts down Stephen F. Austin. Baylor bamboozles Kansas. BYU wins against Troy. Oklahoma throttles K-State. Iowa State comes back from the dead versus TCU. West Virginia outshoots Oklahoma State. The Citadel outflanks Eastern Kentucky. Georgia makes Arkansas look ugly. Virginia vexes Duke. Tulane wins the battle for the bell versus Southern Miss. And Texas A&M whoops up on Vanderbilt. Well, troops, you can now put your swords back in their scabbards. We're all out of picks on this week's edition of General Gridiron. We'll be back again next week, same General Gridiron time, same General Gridiron station. So don't forget to tune us in on the radio, Facebook, YouTube TV, and, of course, y'all.com, the ultimate guide to the South. And don't forget to tell your friends all about the show. Simply search for General Gridiron. This is John Rawl, the General of Gridiron Glory, thanking you for letting me be part of your football weekend. General Gridiron is a production of y'all.com. For more, log on to the ultimate guide to the South.